Malcolm-Jamal Warner, widely known for starring in the hit TV sitcom The Cosby Show, has died. Police in Costa Rica tell ABC News Warner drowned near a beach along the country's east coast. He was just 54 years.
You won't believe what Regina King has finally decided to speak out about. After years of silence, speculation, and countless rumors, she's breaking her silence on one of the most heart-wrenching chapters of her life, her breakup with Malcolm-Jamal Warner. It's the confession fans never thought they'd hear. And what she revealed will not only shock you, it will move you to tears. So stay with us until the very end, because what you're about to hear changes everything. When Regina King and Malcolm-Jamal Warner first got together, it seemed like a match made in Hollywood heaven. Two powerhouse black actors who had already earned legendary status through their early work. Regina from 227 and later countless award-winning performances. And Malcolm from his unforgettable role as Theo on The Cosby Show. Fans were ecstatic. It wasn't just about their fame, it was about what they represented. Two strong, talented, successful black artists coming together in love. It was inspiring. It was rare. It was beautiful. And yet, it didn't last. At the time of their breakup, back in 2013, all we got was silence. A brief cold confirmation from Warner in an interview where he said, "I'm not that kind of guy," when asked about dumping her. The media swirled with speculation. Did he blindside her? Did something dramatic go down behind the scenes? Did they simply grow apart? Regina King remained silent, graceful, strong. But now, over a decade later, she's finally ready to speak, and what she's revealed is both heartbreaking and deeply human. Regina starts her story, not with blame, but with reflection. When you love someone, she said in a recent interview, and you believe in that love, you build a future in your mind. You plan holidays, you imagine family dinners, you let your walls come down. And then, when it ends, especially without warning, it shatters you. She speaks with a calm voice, but the pain is still there, just beneath the surface. "I didn't expect it," she admits. "One day we were talking about the future, and the next, I was packing up pieces of my heart." Regina reveals that the breakup was sudden, so sudden that even close friends were stunned. "I didn't know we were in trouble," she said. "There weren't fights. There weren't ultimatums. There was just ... distance. Then silence. Then nothing." She doesn't attack Malcolm. In fact, she goes out of her way to show understanding. "He was dealing with things. I was dealing with things. Sometimes, timing is just cruel." But then she says something that truly hits home. Something that many women and men will feel in their core. "The hardest part wasn't that it ended. The hardest part was that I lost my best friend. He knew everything about me. And when he left, it was like a mirror had shattered." You can tell Regina's not looking for pity. She's reclaiming her narrative. For years, people speculated, did he cheat? Did she push him away? Was there drama? And now we know it wasn't scandal. It was silence. It was emotional distance. It was the slow heartbreak that comes not from betrayal, but from absence. And it changed her. "I had to rebuild," she says. "Not just my confidence, but my ability to trust." And in this industry, where so many relationships are superficial, that's not easy. She talks about the quiet nights, the moments where she questioned everything, the days she showed up on set with a smile, while crumbling inside. "I had to be strong for my son. I had to be strong for myself. And some days, I wasn't." Regina opens up about therapy, about journaling, about leaning on her close circle of friends. And she says something truly powerful. Heartbreak doesn't break you. It shows you who you really are. And who is Regina King now? She's an Oscar-winning actress, a director, a producer, a mother, a survivor, a queen, but still, in her voice, there's a trace of that old pain. Because real love, even when it ends, leaves a mark. "I'll always care for him," she says quietly, "and I hope he's happy. I really do." She doesn't regret the relationship. She doesn't even regret the pain. "It made me softer in some ways, stronger in others." And now, by finally breaking her silence, she's given a voice to so many others who have loved, lost, and kept their heads held high. So to anyone watching who's ever had to pick up the pieces of a broken heart, Regina sees you. She is you, and she wants you to know that healing is possible. Her words aren't just a confession, they're a lesson, a message, a reminder that even when the fairy tale ends, the story isn't over. But there's more to the story, a side Regina rarely discusses, until now. The years following the breakup weren't just emotionally taxing, they were transformative. She immersed herself in her craft, diving into roles that allowed her to process the pain. Her performance in If Beale Street Could Talk wasn't just acting, it was catharsis. She poured every ounce of heartbreak, disappointment, and quiet strength into that role. And the world noticed. She won the Oscar, but more than the gold statue, she won back herself. Behind the scenes, Regina was learning how to be alone without being lonely. She started reading more, meditating, traveling solo. She took long walks, just to listen to her own heartbeat. I had to fall in love with myself all over again, she says. And I did. What many don't know is that Regina wrote dozens of unsent letters to Malcolm-Jamal Warner. Letters full of questions, regrets, love, anger, forgiveness. I never sent them. I didn't need to. Writing them helped me release what I was carrying, and what she carried was heavy. As a single mother, every moment of sadness had to be weighed against her role as a provider, a role model. I didn't have the luxury of falling apart. Not publicly. Not even at home. But she admits there were nights when she cried in the shower so her son wouldn't hear. Nights when she clutched a pillow so tight it felt like it might dissolve in her arms. But those nights passed, and I'm still standing. Regina also reflects on the support she received from fellow Black women in the industry. We lift each other. Quietly, consistently. Ava Taraji, Viola, they've all been there. In one way or another, you realize you're not walking through the fire alone. There was even a moment, years later, when Regina and Malcolm crossed paths again. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't romantic. It was just ... quiet. Respectful. We said hello. We smiled. And that was enough. She doesn't need closure anymore. Because she's built something bigger than the love she lost. She built a love within to the fans who rooted for them. Who asked over and over what happened. Regina says, this. Sometimes love teaches you more in its ending than it does in its beginning. And now it's your turn. If Regina's story touched you, share your thoughts below. Let her know her truth matters. Let her know that her vulnerability helped you feel less alone. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Because this isn't the last time we'll bring you a real story from a real heart in Hollywood. This isn't gossip. This is healing. This is truth. And it's time we heard more of it. So what do you think? Should Regina and Malcolm have tried harder? Or was their chapter meant to end exactly when it did? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and to Regina, thank you. For your honesty, for your grace. For reminding us that even after heartbreak, we can still rise. Stay tuned for more emotional revelations, real talk, and the stories behind the headlines. Until next time, stay kind, stay curious, and stay true. You're not alone. And neither is she.